Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I have a really fun, cool, exciting project. It's going to be a mixed media resin piece and I am super excited to get started. So what I have in front of you are the colors I'm going to be using in a few of the different products. So my thought is I have 3 of these. Let's not start throwing things already, Tammy. 3 of these wood planks that I got from Michael's. They're birch plywood and they measure 1/2 inch thick by 6 inches wide by 12 inches long. I believe they were $5 a piece. I got 3 of them and I have not primed them. I have not done anything to them yet. I am not going to be priming them because I am going to be covering them in Cricut holographic vinyl. Now, if you've never used this or don't know what this is a product that goes into a Cricut machine. A Cricut is a die cutting machine. I happen to own one. They're very expensive, but they do so many different things. They emboss, they cut out stencils, they cut shapes out of paper like this or regular paper. You can make cards. They're great for scrapbooking, art journaling, that kind of stuff. One of my very good friends mentioned using this a while ago in resin, and she doesn't have a channel, so I talked to her and I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give her a shout out at the end of the video along with a couple of other artists for my Painting It Forward campaign. And I have a feeling this is going to turn out really cool. So the idea is to cover 3 of these panels in a sheet of this, which you're going to see me do next. And then we're going to resin over it using some transparent colors and some opaque colors. And I'm going to be adding some very large cabochons that will allow you to see through that paper. And I'm also going to be adding some of these glass marbles. I have some Recollections Vintage Gold glass glitter I'm going to be using. You can find this at the craft stores. The marbles and the cabochons both came from Michael's. And then the colors I'm going to be using are all resin art colors except for my gold and my white. My gold is the liquid leaf that I love to use. And the white is Angel White Paste from Lorez. So let me get set up here. I'm going to show you how to attach the paper right now. And yeah, that's it. Here we go. So I have 3 of these panels. And I have a roll of Cricut holographic vinyl, which I believe has a sticky back. And the first thing I need to do is adhere this to my 3 wooden planks, which, by the way, are birch plywood, 6 by 12, 1/2 inch thick. And I got these, I believe, at Joann's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these, peel off the back, and stick them on there and let them dry. And I will be right back. Okay, so what I've decided to do is actually add on my board some matte gel just to help with the adhesion of the paper, even though it has a sticky back. I want to make sure it's tacked down extra well. So I'm putting a nice thick coat of that on. This is what it looks like in case you don't know. You could probably use Mod Podge too, or even regular glue. And then I'm going to put the paper on top and use a spreader on top of it to get out any air bubbles, and I will show you that in 1 second. Okay, so I have the matte gel down. Now I just need to remove the backing from my piece of paper, and hopefully I can get that done quickly here. I'm usually not good with things like this, but it is a thicker paper, so let's see. There we go. I got it. I got it, guys. I promise I got it. All right, here we go. So, I'm going to just take off half of the paper at first because I don't want it to roll up on me. And hopefully I can get it on somewhat even here. And then I'm just going to pull down like this. And there we go. So now I have a little black spreader, and I'm going to flatten it and keep flattening it until I get rid of all the air bubbles. Okay? And the cat fur. I'll tell you, anything that's silicone or plastic like this tub that I'm working over is a magnet for cat hair. They don't come in the room, but it's just in the air. I have 6 cats. It cannot be avoided. All right, so I'm just going to keep doing this until it's nice and flat, and then I'm going to allow it to dry overnight. And I'm not going to make you watch it dry overnight. I've decided that. I'm only joking, guys. Some glue will come out. Just keep wiping it away. All right. And we will come back for the next step. So it is now the next day, and my boards have sat. They have dried beautifully. If you get a little bit of glue on the front, don't worry about it. Just what I do is I take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and where's my rubbing? There it is. I just spritz the top of this a little bit. Take a paper towel, preferably something that doesn't have lint. I use these cheap ones that they have like in the bathrooms at Stop and Shop and stuff. Just go over it and wipe it down and it'll come right off. Okay? So I apologize for the glare of this. It's going to be very shiny. So now we need to trim it. So what I do is I have my glass cutting mat here. Just flip it over. And go right up against the edge and cut straight down. Okay? Make sure you get right up against the edge, unlike what I just did here, so that you don't have any hanging over. Perfecto. Let's get both sides. Oh, this little piece of paper wants to stay with me. Maybe I could claim it on my W-2. You want to make sure when you put this on that it's larger than the actual board. Don't try to cut it to measure to fit exactly when you glue it down, because it won't work. You'll be short somewhere. Just let it hang over a little bit and you'll be good. All right, so now we have a perfect covered board. And I have one left here to do, and then we'll get right into it. That one I really cut wonky. And I see what happened. I had a little bit of glue hanging over the edge, so that's actually what prevented it from, I'll have to trim that with scissors, prevented it from allowing the razor blade to go right up to the edge. All right, so let me get this all cleaned up. I'm going to pause you for a second, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I have my panels all taped up on the back. I have tape going over the sides right up to the edge here so that the resin can flow right on over and leave us alone, okay? I do not want to get resin on the sides yet or the back. So the next thing I need to do is make my design right, because I don't want to have colored resin underneath where these are going to be, because you're not going to be able to see the paper through as good as you would if it has nothing covering it. So what I need to do is just sit here and play with my stones. Now I noticed some of these stones, they look almost like they have fingerprints on them, but they don't. So I'm just kind of rubbing them with my hand. Probably depositing more oil than anything, but. So I'm just going to play around with them. And then I'm also going to somehow figure out a way to add these marbles. Now, this may be a problem because they're going to want to roll. But you could see how beautiful they look on there. So what I'm thinking, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a bunch of clear here and then design around it and then plop these on top of the clear right at the end when it's getting nice and thick. So let me get my colors mixed up and show them to you, and we will get on with the show. I hope this is not blinding you guys. It looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm all mixed up, and I'm going to show you the beautiful colors. As I said, they are all resin art colors made by Color Art. I have 6 new colors, and then the white is Angel White by Lorez, and the gold is Liquid Leaf that I put a couple of drips into some clear resin, and I make my gold that way. Here it is. Very pretty gold. A lot of people always ask me, is there resin in there or is it just straight liquid leaf? There is resin in there. All right, so here are the colors. This is the purple sapphire. Now, a couple of these have been out for a little bit. No, I'm sorry. The only one that's been out for a while is the purple sapphire, but it's new to me. So this color, these colors, I just have to hand it to her. They are amazing. So what I did was I picked 3 opaque colors and 3 kind of matching transparent colors. So the color I picked to go with that one is called Viola. And this is one of her new tints that she makes. Now, if you've ever used resin art colors, they are extremely easy to mix in. These tints need a little more work to mix them in, but what you can do to help a lot, this is what I do, is put a little bit of 99% rubbing alcohol in a cup, put the color in, make almost like an alcohol ink, and then drip that into the resin. That's how I mix it in, and it works perfect for me. I know Leslie in her videos, what she will do is she will put the color in with a few drops to make a paste and then put the resin in. So whichever way is easier for you, I like to do it that way. It just seems to dissolve it. And speaking of 99% alcohol, I could not find it anywhere except for online. So I went to my pharmacist and he actually ordered it for me. And it was like $4 for the bottle. So pharmacies do have the option to order that for you. So here's the new Ginger Bloom. And this color is amazing. Like, I would marry it if I could. And to go with that one, I picked out the color Playful Pansy, which is a tint. Now, they look very deep in the cup, but if you see the stream, it's very transparent. And I think we'll go good with that. Then up next is the Surf's Up. Very pretty blue color. I like to look at the side of the cup. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, because you can see what the undertone will be. This one looks like it's a little bit of a green undertone, so it's really pretty. And to match that, I'm going to use Bahama Mama resin art tint. Okay, so I figured out what I could do, and then the white is just your basic white. I figured out what I could do to put these cabochons down first before the resin, which, by the way, I'm using Stone Coat resin. I like the fact that you have such a long working time with it. I don't feel rushed at all. I don't have to worry about it getting thick in the cup on me. I absolutely love that stuff. All right, so I figured out what I could do. I'm going to put down a couple of drips of clear resin, just like this, just to kind of hold these in place. Not so much the cabochons, but the little marbles that I have, to stop them from rolling. So working on 3 panels like this is called a triptych. And if you want to design the flow, you should have them lined up pretty even so that you can see where your pattern is going to be going. So my pattern is going to come down like this and over here. So this is the area right here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I don't want to use too many of the big ones. I'm just going to kind of plop it there without the piece of glitter under it. Put one there. And then one up here. And then you gotta kind of just go with the flow, you know, if you feel it in a certain area, just lay it there. So if I go here with one, I'm going to go right here with another one. So that is definitely enough of the big ones. So next, I need to get my marbles out. And I'm hoping that this will hold them down. Enough. Yeah, it's working out perfectly. It's definitely working out perfectly. Oh, we gotta run away. Not happy with its home life. Guess what, marble? Neither am I. I want to be sitting on a yacht right about now. Just playing with the placement a little bit here. And if you don't want to see this, you could always fast forward. You're not forced to watch any part of my video. All right, here we go. It won't all be this boring, I promise. So you get my gist. So now what I'll do is in between these, I'll throw some crushed rock and some glitter. Actually, the glitter will have to wait till I'm almost done with it, or until I'm done with it. All right, I'll put one more in here. I tend to overdo it a little bit when it comes to stuff like this. So I have to be careful. All right, that's good. Good, good, good. Now we're going to do the rest. So what I'm going to do is take the clear and I'm going to pour it right along the edge here. And do not forget, if you do a triptych like this, you have to separate your panels before they cure, or else they will cure together. So I'm just kind of pouring it out here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just give me 1 second here. My resin was so thick because it's so cold. I mixed this for like, I swear, 7 minutes. And I think I just saw a little streak of hardener, but who knows. It's also almost midnight, so I could be seeing things. right. Now I'm going to go in between marbles. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just keep this little bit of clear in case I need it over to the side there. And then I'm going to start adding my colors. So the way this works best is to put the opaque color down first and then the transparent color on top so that you can see the opaque color shining through the transparent. But in this case, I want to see this background here. So I don't think I'm going to follow that rule. I think I'm going to put the transparent down first so that this is able to come through it. See that? And then I'll come back with the opaque. Plus I'm going to have some clear, as you can see, going through this, so should be able to see it. I'm just going to kind of string the colors through here. I'll put that right there. So that was the Bahama Mama. Up next, I will do the Viola, or Voila, as I like to call it, even though it's Viola. Okay, then the Playful Pansy. All right, so while I'm doing these colors, let me do my painting it forward shout outs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've started a new campaign where I'm giving channels shout outs and linking them below. Now, you are in no way obligated to subscribe or even go check them out, but it's nice if you do at least check them out. If you don't like them, you don't have to subscribe, but there are a lot of artists out there that need to be seen. I'm just finding some amazing channels, and I really feel everyone deserves a shot. So what I do is I'm going to mention the people, and then I'm going to challenge them to do the same. Explain why they're doing this. And yeah, my goal is just to help, okay? It's not to do anything other than to help. So, with that being said, the first person I need to mention is the person, my friend, that told me about the Cricut paper and doing this. And she doesn't have a YouTube, but she does have a Instagram. And her handle on Instagram is the @sign. Let me see, I have it right here. I know what it is. I just gotta see how she spells. It is dope_art78. So @dopeart78. I'm gonna link it below. She does some amazing acrylic pours, and you just have to check her out. She's an awesome, beautiful soul. The next one I have is going to be Cherie Cruz. Cherie Cruz, she sells A1 Pigments. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them, but they are absolutely gorgeous. And she has a YouTube channel. She does some really pretty art. So I'm going to link her channel below. This is the Purple Sapphire. And then the last one for this video is Wandering Art. My girl, she does some beautiful, beautiful work. And I know probably a lot of you guys know of her, but I'm giving her a shout out. Plus she has that beautiful new little baby who is a doll. So yeah, check out Wandering Art. And I will link them below. So you see how much brighter that one is? That this ought to come out nice, I think. So this is the Ginger Blossom. This is gonna go bam. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, yes, yes. All right, that's enough of that. Actually, let me just put a little bit more right here. Okay. And then we got the Surf's Up. This one I think I'm going to maybe do like little tadpoles. Maybe. Maybe that's what they look like. God, that one looked like a snake. I'm sure one will come out looking like a penis here. It always does. And then I hear about it. And, yeah. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Got sperm. Yeah, all different kinds of shapes here. Let's stop doing that. So my mind goes to the gutter. Right up into the gutter. All right, let me just check something here. For once in my life, my platform is level. That is awesome. All right. So now I'm going to put in a little tiny bit of white. This is an itsy bitsy bit because I feel like it needs it. And then the gold, you know, that will be for the end for my streaking. With the clear down, it's very 3D. All these colors. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. I am so nasally. All right, so let me heat this up a little bit. Got to keep an eye on my balls to make sure they don't roll off the table. Just watching it, it's going off the table now. So it must have just been because my resin was so thick. And I'm moving my balls now. All right, let's go. I will fix those afterwards. There we go. Not going to worry about the balls until I finish moving stuff around because they're just going to keep moving. So, you see something here? Don't want to move it too much. I'm going to add in a little more color here. And I'm kind of liking it, but let's see what the gold does to it. And I still have to fill in this area with rock and stuff. All right. All right, now I'm going to do the gold. Yeah, that should wake it up. All right, I need a thicker stick. Thicker stick will allow you to keep one continuous stream going instead of it breaking off, because the stick can hold more resin. So that right. All right, it's time for me to pull these apart now when stuff like that starts happening. Because I don't want to ruin the outcome of this panel here. Oopsie. Okay. gold is dazzling with the other colors. All right, one more, guys. I really encourage you to try doing this streaking that I do here. Sometimes it really does bring your painting, I feel, to the next level. Especially when it's just like a little, okay painting. It could really add quite an effect. And that's just my personal opinion. Doesn't mean that you have to have it or your painting's ugly or anything like that. But you could also go overboard. I have a little bonus treat for you guys in a minute here. As soon as I get done with this, I'm going to resin 2 light switches. Hopefully you're still with me. Actually, I'll check the length of the video. If it's outrageous, then I won't make you stay. I'll do another video. So anyway, now I have to put my balls back in place. Sorry. I have to adjust. And they will never look as good as how I had them the first time, because that's just how it goes. So line them up really good and make sure that things are kind of making sense here. I like that. And then here, I feel like there's one missing. Well, let's do this. Let's take this one and put it here. All right. That looks good. Although I feel like there's still one missing, so I'm going to put this one right there. And then move this down. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my gloves and I'm going to start putting things down like my glitter and the other rocks that I want to do. So let me get those rocks. Okay, I have my rocks. If you ask me about rocks and purchasing fiberglass, or, you know, you get 5 pieces of crystal that big for $30. I'm going to the Dollar Tree, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to work just fine for my project. As a matter of fact, I got some fiberglass, and you can't tell the difference between the Dollar Tree and this stuff that I got. So I'm fine with Dollar Tree. They come in big chunks. You put them in boiling water, really hot water. Boil them for a few minutes. Well, simmer them for a few minutes. And and then you throw them into a bowl of ice water to shock them. Then you take them outside, put them in a couple of, double bag them, put them in a couple of baggies, and or a towel, wrap them in a towel, and start smashing away. And then they break up. I love them. Try not to put all the big ones together in the same area here. So I'm going to use a mixture of these, and I have some little vase fillers from Michaels that look like they'll work good. My goal here is to fill up this section here with rocks and gemstones and all that good stuff. There. This one looks like it's got something crazy growing in it. That's weird. Okay, a couple more. Almost done, I promise. Yeah, that's too big. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take out this and replace it with that. Sometimes it's overkill. All right. And then I have these little vase fillers from Michael, Ashland brand. Now these are rounded on the top and flat on the bottom. So I'm going to place these around, but I'm going to pause you because it's going to take me a few minutes. Okay, so I put those down, and lastly I'm going to put down my glass glitter here. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do it only where it needs to be done. We'll see how it goes here. So I'm not going to make you watch all this, but I'm going to be piling this in there. I'll do just the middle one here with you. This will be getting a top coat. All of my artwork, actually, what I do is I design it and then I put it away. Once it sells, I then tell the person buying it it's going to be roughly 2 weeks before I ship it, because I do the top coat then. This way, if it doesn't sell, you don't waste that resin, you know? So I'm going to do this, and then on top of this, I'm also going to probably add a little more crushed stone. And what I mean by crushed is these cabochons, the smaller versions of them, I broke up in a baggie, like I told you to do them. And I'm just going to drop some in here and there. And if you stick with me one more minute, I will show you those. These colors, you can't see them from your view, but they are doing some crazy things when they're going into the clear. They're dragging. Almost look like cliffs. They're really, really pretty. All right, well, I might as well finish off this glitter part with you guys watching because I'm almost done anyway. But back to what I was saying about the top coat. This one is going to get a top coat regardless because it needs it. Just because I'm putting this glitter down like this. So in essence, it's going to need a top coat, and then when I sell it, another one. And that, my dears, is why resin art is expensive. You know, you may see a painting and say, you know, something like this, for instance, is not worth $125, $150, but in the end, I have probably, let's see, this was 12 ounce. Let's pretend it was Envirotex. I would have 12 plus 12, 24, but 36. A kit of Envirotex is $30 and it's only 32 ounces. This is going to be 36 ounces by the time I'm done. So, $30 in resin alone. And then you factor in the other things and the time and stuff. It adds up. Okay, so the crushed stone. Right here. Some of them are still big. I missed them with the hammer. So I just, what I'll do is I'll put them in a baggie and I'll put that baggie inside of another baggie. And then I'll go outside and whack them with a hammer. I don't want really big pieces. I guess I got a really big piece there. It's amazing. I say I don't want something and then I just go and do it. And that's called laziness because I'm too lazy to pick the big ones out, so I'm just dropping them on there. Be careful when you use something like this because they are sharp. So you've got a lot of texture now. And you could use all different kinds of things. You could use beads. You can use texture paste. Of course, you would have to do that first before you do any of the resin and let it dry. You can use Crackle paste. You can use fabrics. I mean, there's so many different things that you can use in this type of art to create texture. Listen, I've been trying to think of a way to incorporate the cat hair. Make them good for something at least, right? All right. So, I'm going to give you a close-up. Just remember, it's not done yet. I have to keep adding some more of these rocks until everything's filled up. But I could at least give you a glance now. And I will do the switch plates in another video. This video's going to be over an hour, so here we go. You see this here? See how it gets lighter on the edge? Sorry about the light. See how it's getting lighter right here? When I move the camera, that is all going under the clear and it's dragging it out like that. So this is going to be really pretty with a top coat over it. I hope I did my friend Mary Jane proud. Knowing her, even if I didn't, she would say I did. She is a sweetheart. So again, don't forget, check her workout on Instagram at Instagram. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul. Instagram at Dope Art 78. Don't forget the underscore in between dope and art. And for you oldies out there, dope means cool. It also means drugs, but in this case, it means cool. Oh, I love the way that it just pulls in. Absolutely love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out Mary Jane on Instagram. Check out Cherie Cruz. I will link her below. She has some beautiful pigments. And check out Wondering Art. My girl Wondering Art, Alexis. Okay? I hope you all have a great night. Happy pouring. Hey guys, I wanted to give you an update of what this looks like the next day after it is done moving. I'm sorry about the blind, but I wanted to come in from this angle to try to catch the colors that I am getting. I want you to focus on this area right here as I go over it, how it changes, okay? Keep your eye right there. You see how it changes? All of it. Look at. Oh, it is gorgeous. I am so in love, and I cannot wait to do 8 million of these pieces. So, should we get a top coat? And then another top coat. And find a new home. I decided to open the blind and see one more pass over. Here. It really is magical. Alrighty, so there you have it. Again, all of my art is for sale. If you have any questions, just leave them below. And for the second time in this video, happy pouring.